We're going to start off learning about our chemical posters. On the far left edge, you'll see numbers with corresponding colors, and those colors correspond with the color of the chemical that we're using. Next, you're going to see a picture of the jug of the actual chemical, and this helps you to know which one you're grabbing off of the shelf, helps you distinguish and to tell the difference between them. The last column on each poster is going to be the descriptor, and it's going to give you a quick overview of what that chemical can be used for, what its properties are, and gives you kind of a little refresher just in case you've forgotten from watching these future videos that we will have on each chemical. The second poster, the first column is going to list the name of the chemical as well as the corresponding colors. Next, you're going to see an image of the chemical, just the same as the first poster. These chemicals look a little bit different simply because most of these chemicals are RTU. These chemicals are already ready to use. That's what that stands for. The last column again is going to tell you exactly how each of these chemicals can be used. It's going to give you a quick description and overview. This is a great resource to use when you forget. The last of our posters is probably the most important one to know how to use. The first column in that table is going to give you the name of the chemical as well as the color that corresponds with that chemical. The second column, for example, is going to tell you the dilution rate per quart. So if you're mixing up 1 quart spray bottle of Rejuvenol, you are going to add 1/2 of an ounce of Rejuvenol to the 1 quart spray bottle already filled with water. The final column in this table gives you the dilution rate per gallon of water. So if you're going to mix up a bucket of Rejuvenol to use in a larger facility, or if you're going to mix up Super Shine-All to place in your floor scrubber, you are going to follow the numbers in this column. For example, you will add 2 ounces of Rejuvenol per gallon of water. This is going to be helpful when you're using on the larger scale. The other thing that's very important to pay attention here is that RTU. Those chemicals are ready to use and they do not need to be further diluted. They can be diluted if you're mixing luster mist to use on a smaller surface, or liquid enzymes can be diluted if you're going to put it in a spray bottle, but none of those chemicals have to be diluted prior to use. Next, let's talk about the actual process of mixing the chemicals. Every facility is going to have one of these mini measuring cups for you to use when measuring your chemicals. It's very important to be accurate when measuring these chemicals. You'll want to place it on a flat surface as you pour the chemical in so that you can look at it from the top to make sure that you're pouring the right amount of chemical. Too much chemical at a location will cause buildup and will cause residue. Too little chemical will actually prevent you from completing the task that you want to do, whether it's disinfecting or actually properly cleaning. We can't stress enough how important it is for you to wear gloves every time you're mixing chemicals. Some of our chemicals have an acid base or a hydrogen peroxide base, and that's going to cause some irritation or some tingling on your skin. For most people, it will be just a slight annoyance, but it's potentially a risk for some others. Please wear gloves every time you mix chemicals. The most important thing on the bottom of this list is ask questions when you aren't sure. We would rather you ask us the same question 5 times rather than think you know the answer and make a mistake. We want you to be safe, we want you to use the best practices, and we want you to be the most professional cleaner that you can be.